What's your process for coming up with story concepts?
My process for coming up with story concepts, it ranges from sitting down on a couch with Victoria with the intention of coming up with an idea, or I could be driving to Pasadena or Vegas, or assuming that the world is open. And I am listening to music, and all of a sudden I just come up with an idea that I'd like to explore. So it really, it's not always as simple as just sitting down and thinking about an idea. More so, it just kind of comes when I am most relaxed.
Do you think you come up with story concepts more from memory of things that happened in the past, maybe where you grew up or going to college, or does the present moment and observing the world around you trigger story ideas?
So I would say the story ideas come from what is happening around me currently. But when it comes time to actually fleshing out a character and sort of trying to write a dynamic, relatable, realistic character, I have no choice but to go to my past and go to my memory and sort of summon up feelings or memories of people that went through something similar or some variation of whatever it is I'm writing about. So it's definitely a combination of those two.
Can you talk about your first couple of weeks starting a screenplay? Where does it start and what are those first 2 weeks like?
It definitely starts with that small nugget of excitement, wherever that may take place, on the couch with Victoria or in my car driving, listening to music. And I think the ideas that really stick, that I'm thinking about for a few days or even a few weeks, are the ones that I actually decide to move forward with and begin writing. When I begin writing, I will make a cup of coffee, sit down at my computer, and just start writing. And I don't really think too much about what it is that I'm doing. I try to just get as much out as possible, knowing that a good portion of it will suck. And then handing that to someone like that I trust, like Victoria or even my parents or friends, and getting some feedback. Now, not all of that happens in 2 weeks. I would say the first 2 weeks is mainly spent questioning whether or not it's a good idea, thinking about why I would want to tell this story, thinking about why this would be important or how I can make it important on some level or make it personal to me. And once I decide that it is important to me, then I'll just sit down and start working it out on paper.
Do you have people you give it to that are harsh critics?
I would say Victoria is my harshest critic. Yeah, my parents have been pretty supportive about everything. So, I take what they say with a grain of salt. We have a couple of writer friends that we like sending it to, and they give decent feedback. But yeah, I definitely prefer to give it to people that are going to say, I don't want to say meaner things, but just more truthful things.
Sure. It's like some people don't have a filter, and that's can be helpful sometimes, and maybe sometimes it's not so helpful, but
Certainly.
yeah.